Alderman, author of The Liar's Gospel.
In the West, the debauched Emperor Tiberius sits on his golden throne. In the West, the Greeks ply their trade in wisdom. In the West, he has heard, there are demons and witches and uncircumcised barbarians with beards down to their navels and patterns on their skins. He is ready for them. And let them think in Israel that he is dead.
So you had serious fun writing this book.
I did. I had a lot of fun, and also it was sort of spine stiffening for me. By the end of this book, I felt fairly convinced by my own account of what had happened, and that I found quite a relief, actually.
But on the other hand, each of your characters lies.
Yes.
So you're also convinced of their lyingness.
Yes.
So you don't know whether to believe them or not.
Yeah, they all lie for their own reasons, but somehow that seems quite true to me. That let's say a fundamentalist religion would like us to believe that there's one firm place to stand, and we are standing upon it, and we know what is correct. But the truth is, there is no firm place to stand. Everybody has their view of how events in the world have taken place. Everybody has their view of characters. You and I might know one person and both have totally different opinions of them because they've shown different sides of themselves to us. So that seems to be a truth in the lies. I know people take the title and they look at the title and go, are you saying that the gospel is lies? Mm-hmm. But that's not what it is. It's about it's a book about lying.
Yes, and why people, many different kinds of ways of doing it, and why people do it.
Yes.
Sometimes to save their own skin, sometimes to make up a good story, and everything in between. Methods of execution, you went into those pretty thoroughly.
Yes.
Temple rituals, you went into those pretty thoroughly, and some of them are particularly fascinating, especially the one where the high priest has to go into the Holy of Holies, and if he's been very bad, he's going to die in there, but only a high priest is allowed to go in there, so how are they going to get him out if he dies? So they tie a rope to his leg, just in case.
Yeah.
So that's real, I take it.
That's real, because the high priest has to be married. This, incidentally, is one of the big things that Jews had against Jesus in the period of early Christianity, that he wasn't married. And so people went, well, he couldn't have been a holy man because he didn't have a wife.
Think of that.
Yeah. So the high priest had to be married in order to atone for the sins of the population. They made a perfect dyad together, and if there was no wife, then the atonement would not be complete. So what happens if the wife were to die on the eve of the Day of Atonement? What would they do? Well, so they had a spare wife set up.
I think this is a good segue into zombies.
Excellent.
The dead high priest being dragged out by the leg. I think that's a good. So Naomi, these are two very disparate interests of yours.
Yes.
So on the one hand, high holy history over here, and on the other hand, zombies. How do you make that connection?
I think I must have been dropped on the head as a child.
She was dropped on the head as a child. All right, let's go back in history and say, two paths diverged in a yellow wood.
And I took both of them.
And you did both of them. One of them led to the Liar's Gospel, and the other one led to zombies. Can you tell us about the beginning of that zombie path that you are currently treading in one of your lives?
Yeah. I'm trying to make them somehow be coherent, but I think the answer is probably that I love them because they're so different.
Different from what?
Different from each other.
Oh, I see. I mean, Judas Iscariot and zombies have nothing in common.
Oh, no, you're right. Go on. Yeah. You have to tell me what they have in common. But
no, I'm you're the guest.
but you're the famous genius.
But evidently not for long. There is a leap from games to zombies.
Yes.
How did you get into the zombies in particular?
Zombies, run, is a fitness game which you play by going for a run or a walk in the real world, and in order to encourage you, we simulate the zombie apocalypse in your headphones. Yeah, and laughter is the appropriate response. It's supposed to be comic. It's an app for iPhones and Android and Windows Mobile, and we've sold about 500,000 of them. And this is great news for me.
And in season 2, there is a Canadian episode
with a special guest star,
such as myself, who is
exactly yourself,
who is holed up in the CN Tower because zombies are quite bad at climbing stairs. And the UK has managed to contact Canada after months of silence. And the bad news is, or possibly it's the good news, the entire government of Canada has been zombified. It's no longer functioning. And not only that, there's no more NHL hockey being played because bits are falling off. So, and much more is to be learned.
I'm Naomi Alderman. I'm delighted to be here at the Indigo Bookstore in Toronto. I've been interviewed by Margaret Atwood, which has been a great thrill.